Hello, I'm the Musician Girl. This channel is the Musician Girl Tutorials, where I teach you a few things about how to play the violin, different things that go with playing the violin. The last two lessons were all about playing by ear, and there were two different exercises. The first was just repeating back one single note that you hear, and the second exercise was repeating back a whole phrase that you hear. And this exercise is going to be repeating back a whole song. So I picked a fairly simple song. It's a beautiful song. It's called Snowflakes. I think it's just a traditional Celtic tune. And I'm going to be teaching it to you just by ear. So remember back in, which video was it? I think it was a video called How to Play by Ear in 3 Steps. And I'll put a link in the description below. In that video we were talking about how there's 3 steps to playing by ear. The first is to listen through the whole song, second is to play back little chunks, and third is to play back all those chunks in sequence to play the whole song. So I'm going to play you the song that I'm going to be teaching you right now, and I want you to just listen and keep rewinding the video and listening again and again until you can internalize the melody and you have an idea of how it goes. So here it is. There you go. So now, depending on your level on the violin, you'll notice that there's 2 parts there, and you can learn to, you can try to learn either the first part or just the second part or both parts. The first part is kind of the slower part with less notes. The second part is the faster part, which is a little bit more difficult. So if you feel like that's out of your range for the moment, don't worry about it. So now we're going to do the call and response, and at this part feel free to pause and rewind the video as much as you need to. So I'm going to start with just playing a small little snippet of the song, and keep pausing and rewinding until you can play it back to me, just like how you did in exercise 2. Okay, fairly simple. You're just going to put your first finger on the A string, play it twice, then your third finger on the A string, play it twice. Okay, we'll play it one more time. Nice. Alright, the next part. So it's the exact same thing, except you hold that A3 a little bit longer. So let's try from the beginning. So we'll put those 2 phrases together. Nice. Now the next phrase goes like this. Okay, I'm going to play it one more time. I'm not going to tell you the finger numbers this time. Now it's up to you to figure it out. Okay, and the next phrase after that is super simple. Okay, have a look at my fingers if you need to try and figure out where I'm putting them. Okay, so now I've got 4 phrases. So let's try and put them all together. I'm just going to play those first 4 phrases. If you need to just listen the first time, do that. If not, play along with me. There you go. And now, as most Celtic tunes do, or most tunes actually in general do, this one repeats. So that's the first section, and then you're just going to kind of repeat it. here's where it changes a little bit, because the second time around, when you repeat it, instead of just playing for the ending, so instead of just playing 3 A1s in a row, you're going to play this. So then it's going to be a 1 open 1 on the A string still. All of this is on the A string. So we've got our 2 parts. We've got the first time you play it around and you end with 3 A1s, sorry. And the second time you play it around and you end with the 1 open 1 on the A. So let's try all of that together. And feel free to play with me. Sometimes I find it very helpful if you flip your bow upside down so the stick is pointing downwards and stick it underneath your fiddle, and then you can kind of bow along and finger along, but you don't have your fiddle getting in the way of what you're hearing. And sometimes it's really helpful so that you can actually hear the video or whoever you're learning from over your own violin. So you could try that out if you felt like it. Okay, let's give it a go. So that's the whole first part, all of it there. And now we're going into the second part, which is a little bit more tricky in some ways. So let's talk about the second part a little bit. So the second part is just kind of like a bunch of scales all stuck into a song. So I'm going to play the second part in its entirety just to remind you of what it sounds like. So let's give that a go. We'll break it down into sections. So first section, it's pretty simple. You're just playing a scale going up. So you're starting on an A1 and you're ending on an E1. And you're just playing all the notes in between. Make sure your notes are sounding just like this one, right? You don't want any low 2s. I'm playing a high 2. So make sure you can match that with your ear. In the next phrase, you're just going to descend down that same scale. So together, it's kind of a jumpy transition. Together it sounds like this. Okay, so there's your first 2 phrases. Now your third phrase. You're just going to go up, but instead of going down this time, you're just going to hold the E1. So. Okay, so now we've got 3 phrases. Let's put them all together. Nice. Now your fourth phrase. Okay, so it's just a scale going down, starting on the E open. Okay, one more time. Good, now your fifth phrase. So it's open, 1, 2, and then back to the open. Okay, so your fifth phrase sounds like that. And then your ending is exactly the same like in your A part. The end is just 1, 1, 1. Alright, so that's a lot of information. Let's try and put all of those together. I'm going to play the whole B part at that same speed and try to play along with me. You can play underneath if that helps you. So I encourage you to just keep going back and practicing until you've got it. And I know it can be a really frustrating process learning how to play by ear, but it's so rewarding in the end. You just got to stick with it and work through it, and I guarantee that you'll be very happy that you did. Thank you for watching, and if you have anything else that you need help with, if you have a suggestion for another video that would really help you out, let me know and I'll be happy to do that. Have a good day.